3, 2. We are live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander, and you are you. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. Today is Tears' Day, aka Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. Speak of the devil and he may appear.
The Golden Loon.
Yeah. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with... Why are you putting shoes on? Oh, well, okay. Starting with the year 60, St. Paul was thought to have been shipwrecked at Malta. Huh. 822, Yusitok, pretender to the throne of the Maya city of Copan, assumed the control of the city, as described on Altar L. Moving on up to 1258, the Islamic Golden Age was brought to an end when Baghdad fell to the Mongols during their invasion of that era of the known world, or of that area of the known world. Blah blah blah.
Sorry, kind of interrupted.
Yeah, no, that's fine. With the surrender of the last Abbasid Caliph of Hulagu Khan, Prince of the Mongol Empire. Khan! I have to. 1355, the St. Scholastica's Day riot broke out in Oxford, England, leaving 62 scholars and perhaps 30 locals dead in 2 days.
Gee.
Wow. Why? Yeah. Well, I mean, like, nobody knows violence more than people who study. Like, we learn what makes people tick and how to end it. 1535, 12 nude Anabaptists run through the streets of Amsterdam, thus marking a event of historical streaking. Wow. Of all the things to find, In
February, you can freeze your ass there.
Literally. Off.
Yeah.
1542, dethroned Queen Catherine Howard, the fifth wife of King Henry VIII, was transferred to the Tower of London prison for her impending execution. Yeah, King Henry VIII was such a piece of shit, I don't even know how to begin to describe that. He's a turd. 1549, Tomé de Souza appointed as the first Governor General of Brazil. And in 1567, Lord Darnley, the second husband of Mary, Queen of Scots, was found strangled and suspected to have been assassinated after an explosion at the Kirk O'Field House in Edinburgh, Scotland. That's not good.
Wonder who assassinated him.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Mary, Queen of Scots.
Yeah.
Like love life, marriage life, any of that. I just know, she was executed by her sister simply because they were both queens. One was of England and one was from Scotland. And you know how England loves to impose their will on everybody. So, 1746, the Pelham brothers resigned from the British government, but resumed office when King George II backed down. All right, so it seems like they're rather indecisive. So,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like hitting heads and somebody lost.
Well, no, like...
Back down.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. 1763, Treaty of Paris ended the French-Indian War. France agreed to surrender Canada to Great Britain.
Who would the Indians be?
Native Americans. Yeah.
I thought this was in France. I'm sorry.
No, the French-Indian War. Like, France had... Quebec speaks French.
Yes.
They had colonies. The British had colonies. The Spanish had colonies.
True.
The Dutch had colonies.
True.
New Amsterdam turned into New York.
Okay, true.
Everybody had a little chunk of their own new world.
Yeah.
So, 1774, Andrew Becker demonstrated the diving suit.
Oh.
Yeah. And
That's kind of cool.
It is. I actually want to... I didn't make a note, but thank goodness I remember. I want to show you the various... this is ridiculous. But that one looks wild.
Whoa. Are those hands?
Yeah, no, you go down, face down on your belly, and, you're in a canister, but your arms are just out there, and it's water sealed around your arms, kind of like when you're handling somebody with germs, the wall, but, and then so, you can lay there and, mess around with the ocean floor, obviously the very first adaptation. So, but all these different types of diving suits. So, yeah. Anyway, 1807 U.S. Coast Survey authorized by U.S. Congress. Okay. 1842, Moreton Bay Penal Colony was established and opened for free settlement. Modern day Brisbane, Australia, or the modern city of Brisbane, Australia.
Okay.
All right. 1846, beginning of Mormon March to Western U.S. I was just taken aback, like.
A Mormon march.
No. Oh no! That was when they were moving to Salt Lake City and all that stuff.
Ah, okay.
No, I was talking about the previous one about because Australia was a penal colony.
Yeah.
But then they changed one of the actual things to Brisbane. I had no idea they were once a prison town essentially. You know, so. 1855, U.S. citizenship laws were amended. All children of U.S. parents born abroad granted U.S. citizenship. Okay. 1861, Jefferson Davis was notified by telegraph that he had been chosen as provisional president of the Confederate States of America. Yeah, so very similar system to our own. 1863, the first U.S. fire extinguisher patent was granted to Allinson Crane of Virginia, and I actually this is a painting of the very beginning of the show that at the end of the Islamic Golden Era thing when they burned down that city or whatever. But here's the fire extinguisher, and
that can't be the first.
That's the first, one of the first at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's now.
Impressive.
Yeah. Now, let's see here. They had different different models and everything. Like that was the coolest image I could find. But they had here. Let's see if this gives me hold on a second. Let's see if it'll give me a bigger image from here. Open image in your tab, please. Oh, damn. Okay, but anyway, you can see here they have different models, 4 different types, and this one looks like it's hand pumped. It looks like you have to this was before whatever gas we use for today. You have to hand pump the pressure, and then. Or maybe you have to pump it really hard to keep it going, like a bike pump or something, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the physics of the initial fire extinguishers worked. 1870, the city of Anaheim in California was incorporated for the first time, but disincorporated after 2 years as the tax burden was too high. So,
no kidding.
No kidding. And here's a photo. 1915, Anaheim, California. Now, what's really funny is, let's see if I can find it. Because I posted it in my Discord. I can empathize with this picture. Help! I'm being crushed by oppression.
So I wonder what causes a tax problem when you incorporate. I guess you have to raise...
Well, the tax burden was too high, so that means that too many people, because it was a city, now it has to...
They're going to tax the citizens.
Yeah,
of the
and
city.
If everybody moves out because they can't afford it, the city collapses. So I guess it collapsed, just under its own weight or something. So. 1870, the Young Women's Christian Association (YWCA) formed in New York City. Yeah, so I don't see why everybody wants to put young girls in the YMCA when there's already a YWMCA. They already have their own spot. Why are they invading ours? 1878, Pact of Zanjon was signed between Cuban rebels and the Spanish, bringing 10 years' war to an end. All right. 1879, the first electric arc light was used. The arc light was used in California theater. Now, this might not be what I'm talking about, but did you know about these?
No.
Now, if I remember correctly, before because there were street lamps and everything, but the cost of wiring, because it was a brand new technology in copper, even today is expensive and everything. The idea of street lights but electric was just unheard of. So instead of doing all that, what they would do was actually why did I close that image? Hold on a second. Here we go. What they would do is strategically build these huge towers and have massive lights, and then they lit up entire swaths of area instead of just street corners and whatnot.
No, I never saw that.
Yeah.
So what's an arc light though?
I'm not something electric. I'm not entirely sure.
Arc.
Arc.
The first thing that comes to mind is arc welding.
Probably. Charles F. Bush. I'm trying to see arc lamps, how they work in history. Okay, here we go. The carbon arc lamp was the first widely used type of electric light and the first commercially successful form of electric lamp. So probably because of it makes an arc of electricity.
Yeah.
An arc light, because it's not like like lights are difficult to understand. Like it's actually like superheated so much that like it's either like some kind of gas, like how we have modern lighting and everything, but with arc lights it's lighting up a filament or something so much that it's producing a visible glow.
It has to have, look at the one down below, it has to have something to do like with arc welding. Same.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a different result, but the same technology.
Makes sense. I don't know physics that in depth. I just understand it to the point where it makes sense to me, but I don't understand, like, blah, blah, to 2 gigahertz to 37th parallel of quantum fluctuation. Okay, no, I'm good. Anyway, 1880, Pope Leo the 13th published encyclical Arcanum about Christian marriage. All right. 1883, fire at uninsured New Hall Hotel in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, killed 71. That sucks for the lives lost, and obviously, that's the major tragedy part. Yeah. But it also is awful that it was uninsured.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. I mean,
with 71 killed, all of a sudden uninsured in that article is kind of insignificant to say.
Yes, but still, like,
it still adds to it. Yeah.
1890, around 11 million acres were ceded to the U.S. by the Sioux Indians and opened for settlement. Okay, so the natives lost more land. That doesn't sound good. 1897, New York Times began using the slogan, "All the news that's fit to print." Yeah, sure. 1904, Japan and Russia declared war. Yep, we spoke about that yesterday.
Yeah.
1906, British battleship HMS Dreadnought launched after only 100 days and rendered all other capital ships obsolete with its revolutionary design. The very first, what would become known as a battleship. Like, the idea of those guns, those turrets and everything, I mean, look at all that. Like, that would make you crap your pants. That was 1906.
Yeah.
Holy God. In 1914, in accordance with the understanding reached by General G.N. Smuts and civil rights leader M.K. Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, 60 passive resistance prisoners were released from Piazza prison. 40 passive resistors were released in Durban, 8 in Newcastle, and 11 more in Port Elizabeth. All right.
That's good.
1915, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson protested to Britain on the use of U.S. flags on British merchant ships to deceive the Germans. Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy about that either.
Yeah, that's not too cool.
Like...
Yeah.
Like, you want to do shaky shit, don't bring me into your crap,
Yeah, no, I don't like that at all.
We also have Woodrow Wilson warned Germany that the U.S. will hold it to a strict accountability for property endangered or lives lost. All right, that's I can agree with him on that. So, 1916, biggest oil well gusher ever. Edward L. Donahay's Cerro Azul No. 4 first gushes 600 feet in the air near Tampico, Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah, 1916 as well, military conscription began in Britain. And then 1 year later, Johanna Westergijk installed as the Netherlands' first female professor. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
1918, in Finland, General Carl Gustaf Emil von Mannerheim gathered an army known as the White Guard to mount a counter-revolution against the Bolshevik Red Guard. And we also have Leon Trotsky declared that Russia was leaving World War I. Yes, that was like how the Soviet Union got their toe on the foothold, so to speak. Like, it was a promise to get Russia out of the First World War. Nobody likes war.
No.
1920, baseball outlawed all pitches involving tampering with the ball. But you have to make it official,
Yeah.
We also have Joseph Haller de Hallenberg performs symbolic wedding of Poland to the sea, celebrating restitution of Polish access to open sea. All right, congratulations.
Now, on that baseball, I don't know what the penalty was, but today, if you're doctoring the ball as a pitcher or anything, then you're...
Firing squad. Kill them!
That's it.
That's an example.
They're kicked out of the game.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I'm a little too harsh.
Just a bit.
1920, around 75% of the population in Zone 1 voted to join Denmark in the 1920 Schleswig plebiscites. Sounds like... oh, well, never mind. We're still too young for that. 1920, like I thought it was later on with the dissolution of the Soviet Union or something. 23, ink paste manufactured for the first time by Stanford Ink Company, or Standard Ink Company. 1923 as well, SDAP, the Nazis, they spoke out against Allied occupation of the Ruhr, because of course they do. So, 24, Bucky Harris at 27 became the youngest Major League Baseball manager for the Washington Senators. Wow.
Yeah, good for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Didn't give an age, though.
What?
They didn't give his age.
I said Bucky Harris at 27.
Oh, I didn't hear the at 27. Okay.
Yeah. 25, first waterless gas storage tank put into service in Michigan City, Indiana. And 1 century ago, 1926, building of Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam began. 1930, a Grain Stabilization Corporation was authorized by Congress. That's just what we need, more government. What a bullshit title. Grain Stabilization Corporation. Fuck off. Afuela! We don't need this crap. 1930, the Vietnam... here, I have an idea. Governments, if you have just so much money that you have to make all these departments to waste money on, how about you tax the citizens less? What a fucking concept, huh? Christ wagons. What a stupid name. 1930, the Vietnam Duke Quoc Dan Dang launched the Yen Bai Mutiny in hope of overthrowing French protectorate over Vietnam, only to fail. And I just have to say, like, reading this, Vietnam Quoc Dan Dang. Do you remember Home Alone 2?
Yeah.
2 Ding Dong. Yeah, this is what went through my head at first. If I can find it really quick. It's a scene in Home Alone 2, and he's listening to something from his recorder. If I can find it. Whatever. I can't find it. Anyway, it's a commercial for the hotel, and it's going on like the hotel, the Ding Dang Doong, or something like that.
Yeah.
1931, New Delhi became the capital of India, and here's an actual aerial photo of that from that. And it's kind of small, but that looks cool, dude. Look at that. That would have been awesome to see. Oh, frick. I accidentally closed the wrong thing, so I'm going to try to see if I can catch up here. 1933, Adolf Hitler proclaimed the end of Marxism. Yeah, sure there, buddy. 1933 as well, the Postal Telegraph Cable Company of New York City delivered the first singing telegram. Yeah, it had to start somewhere. 34, the first Jewish immigrant ship to break the English blockade in Palestine. All right. Almost sounds like an invasion beginning right there. 34, Beard souvenir sheet was issued in New York City, the first unperforated, ungummed U.S. stamp, and that's what this is right here. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. 34, Beard souvenir, we got that one, 1939. Let's see, I'm almost caught up here. During the Spanish Civil War, the Nationalists concluded their conquest of Catalonia and sealed the border with France. 40, the first Tom and Jerry cartoon, Puss Gets the Boot, was created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera and released in theaters by MGM. And here's a screenshot. I just love their faces. Tom was like, eh? 1940, we got that one. The Soviet Union began mass deportations of Polish citizens from occupied eastern Poland and Siberia. And 1 year after that, the first highway post office made the first trip, Washington, D.C. to Harrisburg, Virginia. All right. So now, we're transferring posts between cities, so the citizens can have correspondence privately.
I didn't get what that meant, so yeah, I got
you. Well, when like, it's fascinating. Like, we take things like the mail for granted, but when you really think about it, like, the concept of having an entire industry, like, just to have the average Joe Blow, like, be able to talk to whoever, whenever, however, it started with letters, and all that stuff, but, I mean, 100 years ago, I don't even think it was really a thing. Like, the whole post stuff. Like, usually correspondence was reserved to people who can afford to send people on their own accord to go talk to kings, ambassadors, like, send a homing pigeon, like.
And then the next thing was the telephone to come along, and that really got.
Well, telegraph first,
yeah,
and then the telephone, but still, like, and then technology is amazing. People don't stop and sit and look at their magic rectangles and realize that they are holding the power of a god, essentially. It's fascinating. 1942, U.S. chemist James Franklin Hyde was granted a patent for fused silica, a glass production breakthrough. And Glenn Miller and his orchestra were awarded the first ever gold record for selling 1 million copies of Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Ah.
And here's an image of that. 43, a manifesto of Algerian people called for equality and self-determination. I agree with that. And during World War II, in an attempt to completely lift the siege of Leningrad, the Soviet Red Army engaged German troops and Spanish volunteers, starting the Battle of Krasny Bor. 46, Charles Lucky why can't I read his last name? Luciano was deported to Italy and never returned to the United States. I was not having a stroke. I was completely in control of all of those fumbles. Like, I just couldn't pronounce it for some reason. 47, province of Petsamo returned to Soviet Union by Finland. And 47 as well, World War II peace treaties were signed. The Paris peace treaties were signed by Italy, Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria, Finland, and the rest of the allies of the Second World War.
47, though, that's late.
Yeah, well, it usually takes...
Finally got it signed,
Yeah. Like, 48, U.S. composer Leroy Anderson completed his orchestral work Sleigh Ride, which became a worldwide holiday favorite. Know what song I'm talking about?
I'm thinking no.
Let's see here if it's what I'm thinking of. Hold on a second. Here we go. We'll recognize it in the first couple of seconds if it... Yeah, I remember.
Oh,
Yeah, I know exactly that song. 51, John and Marcia by Stan Freberg, a parody of daytime soap operas which only had two voices repeating each other's names, peaked at number 21 in the USA. That sounds annoying. Like, I think I know what it's talking about. Like, John, Marcia. Like, that sounds like it would drive me up a wall. Like, if you see, like, a parody of daytime soap operas which had only two voices repeating each other's names. No. That's what I got from it. Like, 52, India held its first general election. Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru remained in power. Okay. 54, President Dwight Eisenhower warned against U.S. intervention in Vietnam.
I didn't listen to him.
No, nobody ever does. 1961, Niagara Falls hydroelectric project began producing power. Niagara Falls. We are... Dude, that was perfect. You can't rehearse that. No. We were in sync so well. Oh, that was beautiful. I was not expecting that. Thank you. 1962, USSR swapped by Francis Gary Power, swapped spy Francis Gary Power to the U.S. for Rudolf Abel. Just their Soviet spy, so a spy swap.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. 67, 25th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified. A U.S. presidential disability and succession. Okay, yeah, we need contingency plans for that. 1972, Ras Al Khaimah joined United Arab Emirates, becoming the 7th emirate. 1975, William Judy Johnson was selected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. You sound familiar at all?
No.
I'm just breezing through the history here. 1981, 8 killed and 198 were injured by a fire at the Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. A busboy was later convicted of arson and murder and sentenced to life in prison. Yikes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, that was a big fire. Yeah, at the Hilton.
Yeah. 1982, 28 skiers performed backflips while holding hands in Bromont, Quebec. Now, I found a video.
What?
Yes. It sounds as you're about to see something. Now, I'm not sure if this is of this event, but I found a video depicting 30 people doing this. So let me bigger this for you to watch here. Come on. There we go.
Believe they set a world record this week.
I know. Holy crap, dude.
On a ski slope in Quebec. Awesome. The organizer used Facebook to recruit skiers.
That is amazing.
Now, of course, gone.
Yeah. So that's what it would look like. 28 people. That was 30, so just take 2 away. 1982, Kenyan soldiers murdered an estimated 5,000 ethnic Somali Kenyans. Jeez. An event that's known today as the Walaga Massacre. It's more like the Walaga Genocide. 5,000. God. Yeah. What is wrong with people? 1989, WWF admitted pro wrestling as an exhibition and not a sport in a New Jersey court to gain deregulation. All right. 1990, Perrier water pulled product from shelf due to benzene in water. 90 as well, South African President F.W. de Klerk announced Nelson Mandela will be freed on February 11th.
Nice.
Yes, that's tomorrow. Good. 91, Lithuania voted for independence from the USSR. Here we go. Now we're getting into the dissolution of the Soviet Union. 92, speed skater Bonnie Blair won the first gold medal for the U.S. at the 92 Winter Olympics. 96, a bomb exploded in Docklands in the area of London, ending the 17-month ceasefire. James McArdle was eventually found guilty and jailed for 25 years. 1996, IBM chess playing computer Deep Blue became the first computer to win a game of chess against a reigning human chess champion, Garry Kasparov. 1998, voters in Maine repealed a gay rights law passed in 97, becoming the first U.S. state to abandon the law. I wonder why. I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that, but
I don't quite get where the law is going with that. Read it again.
Well, voters in Maine repealed a law passed in 97, the year prior.
Right.
It's a gay rights law, homosexual rights.
Okay.
Now, I'm wondering, because our source is leftist, is it trying to cover something up? Because I don't think, especially, by 1998, we would be going back on giving homosexuals and blacks and all that stuff equality. Like, they've been fighting for it. We've been fighting for it. Like, since, depending on, how you want to look at it, since the 1960s, since the 1860s, since the 1760s, we've been fighting for, everybody's damned independence, So, I don't know why.
It would depend on how the bill was written.
That's why I'm wondering.
Figure out what the beef is.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 2006, the 20th Winter Olympic Games opened in Turin, Italy. Luciano Pavarotti sang Nessun Dorma in his last ever performance.
Pavarotti.
Yes. 2008, the 2008 Namdam fire severely damaged Namdam, the first national treasure of South Korea. That sucks. 2009, the communication satellites Iridium 33 and Cosmos 2251 collided in orbit, destroying them both. 2013, 36 people were killed and 39 were injured in a stampede at a train station in Allahabad, India, during the Kumbh Mela festival. May they rest in peace. 5 people were killed by a falling lifeboat from the cruise ship Thompson Majesty on the Canary Islands. That's very unusual.
It had to be a hell of a light bulb.
Lifeboat.
Oh, lifeboat.
Not a light bulb. A light bulb.
What the hell? How big is that light bulb?
We shouldn't be laughing.
No.
No.
People did die,
I'm just imagining like just this comically large light bulb hitting the ground and exploding, and the glass just like turning everybody into pastrami, like pop. Like, no, a lifeboat. God, I don't know which one's weirder. People are dead. Why did you do this to me? 2015, U.S. comedian Jon Stewart announced he will be leaving the late-night talk show satirical news program, The Daily Show, at the end of the year. He was great, in my opinion.
He was very good. Didn't necessarily agree with him a lot, but he was very good.
He was better than the other guy who came in after
he
him.
made things logical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2016, Venezuelan government ordered more than 100 malls to close early to save electricity due to drought caused by El Nino. And in response to the launch of Gwanghwaseonggung 4, South Korea decided to cease the operation of the Kaesong Joint Industrial Complex with North Korea. 2018, Adam Ondra completed the first ever flash of a confirmed 9A plus 5.15A route with his ascent of Super Krakenet in France. What?
What the hell is that? It's got to be cricket. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not cricket?
I don't think so. It sounds like a rocket launch.
Oh.
Like,
I just got a bunch of goobly gop. I go, okay, that's got to be cricket then.
Maybe. No. Oh, no. He's climbing.
Oh.
Rock climbing.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Rock climbing. I thought it was something actually cool. All right.
So rock climbing isn't cool?
I mean, it's cool, but it's not. I mean, like, he can climb a rock. Whoop-de-doo. How is that historically significant? I mean, if you're doing it on Point to Hawk, I'll talk about it. You know? 2018, Tottenham Hotspur edge Arsenal 1-0 at Wembley Stadium in front of English Premier League record single game attendance of 83,222 fans. Wow. 2019, insect populations are collapsing worldwide. What the hell is that?
That's an insect and a half.
We're threatening a catastrophic collapse of nature's ecosystems, according to a global review saying 40% declining, 30% endangered. My God, that was a weird thing to. I'm just trying to scroll. You know, I like my eyes are like chameleons. I'm just like, what is that?
But that insect thing seems really important.
It seems terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 40% are declining and 30% are endangered. And is that like worldwide? Like 30% of every insect species worldwide is endangered? Is it? Yikes. 2019, mine collapsed and an illegal gold mine in northeastern Liberia trapped about 40 people underground. 2019 as well, sexual abuse investigation into U.S. Southern Baptist churches revealed 400 members implicated with over 700 victims, according to the Houston Chronicle at the San Antonio Express News. That's
400?
400 people with almost 700 victims. That's almost 2 a person.
400 people involved.
I know.
Oh, man. 1 is too many.
Yeah, well, this is why
400.
This is why it was such a big deal back then. And why the whole Epstein thing is still a big deal today. 2019, the 8 centrally owned and operated Team Alliance of American Football got underway. Orlando Apollos beat Atlanta Legends 40-6 at Spectrum Stadium, Orlando, Florida. Wow. They got their ass handed to them. 2020, more than 30 bushfires were put out by the heaviest rainfall for 30 years in New South Wales, Australia, helping in one of the worst bushfire seasons. Over 46 million acres burnt, over 1 billion animals killed, 34 people dead. Wow.
I remember that.
1 billion animals killed. Oh, is that the one where California firefighters went down there?
Probably. I don't know if they did it or not, but I remember that.
You know what?
That was just going on. It was just out of control. It was just burning.
There's this
so
meme.
Huge.
2020 was the year everything went to shit. Like, let me show this to you. So yeah, it was January 2020. So we have the Australian bushfires. Remember the volcanoes? There was a couple volcanoes.
Could have been.
And then there was those missiles and blowing up the airplane. We had an earthquake. Something was flooded. I don't remember everything. There's the coronavirus and there's Kobe. You know, crashing in his helicopter. That was all. That was January.
Wow.
That was just one.
January.
That was January.
Wow.
Fuck me, man. Like, that was an awful year. 2021, 17,000-year-old conch shell discovered the oldest known wind instrument after being released by archaeologists. Originally found in Marcellus Cay, Pyrenees. That's an old conch shell.
Very old.
2021, astronomers confirmed a planetoid named Farafout as the most distant orbiting the Sun, almost 4 times more distant than Pluto. Wow. Yeah. 2021, the traditional carnival in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, was canceled for the first time due to the Kung Flu pandemic. And I'm just looking to see if we have any comment activity in the shows. Not yet. 2021, Texas's worst energy infrastructure failure. The 2021 Texas power crisis began. And then 2 years later, 2023, World War II era bomb found in Great Yarmouth, England, exploded in an unplanned detonation as experts attempted to disarm it. That tells me that somebody probably died. So
I can't imagine someone not if it was unplanned while they're trying to disarm it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and unfortunately, that's the last article.
Of course, it depends on what it was.
It was a bomb.
Yeah, but how big?
Well, it was something designed to blow up a tank, probably. So it wasn't going to be a feather duster.
No, a bomb.
So,
just
it's a bomb.
The name bomb.
Yeah. So.
You know, a hand grenade doesn't fall in the category of a bomb.
Yeah,
so,
technically it does.
Yeah,
it's
but
an explosive. Well,
it's an explosive.
Yeah.
Had they said explosive, you say okay, it could be anything. But
well,
so I'm thinking in terms of life.
I know. Anyway, that shall conclude the show for today. Please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and you saw we can only provide you a source, just a fraction of what we found between two sources. Please continue your path of self-education. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness and a yearn to learn of what you think you know, of what you outside of what you think you know, to grow and find an enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from your own and find a better way to be better than one another. For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you, viewer. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. And until next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!